He had kind of curled up on his side, kind of convulsing and shaking.
Just not answering us and we can't get him up.
David was in a cardiac arrest with no pulse for 12 minutes.
I was lost, I was gone, I had nothing left.
A healthy, fit 25-year-old, David Clarke was loving life, just starting his dream business as a broker.
My lifestyle, particularly in those earlier summer months, was very much working, going to the beach, going to the gym.
Normally full of energy, David started struggling to get through the day.
Possibly as far back as 2 months prior, I had just started to feel a little unwell, like a bit of a cold coming on.
He doesn't realise it yet, but David has a common virus that will almost kill him.
I got to a stage where I basically almost couldn't even get out of bed. I was just struggling to function.
With his parents going overseas on holiday, David moved back home with his brothers Reese and Harry to keep an eye on him.
We knew he had glandular fever. We knew he'd had it for the past few weeks, but it's a common sort of thing, so not too stressed about it.
It had been a pretty big working week and weekend for them, so they didn't have any other plans for friends around or the like. So fortunately, they were both here and just relaxing in the house.
By the weekend, things take a turn for the worse. And what happens next will lead to a chain of events that will change their lives.
I'm gonna go rest.
All right, mate.
All right, man.
David goes to his room to lie down when he realises he's in serious trouble.
It's gone from I'm sick to now something's just not right, like something's not working, something's not functioning.
After staggering to the bathroom, moments later, he collapses.
I couldn't get up, and because I couldn't get up, that's when I ended up screaming out to my brothers.
Reese! Harry!
Was that David?
But he was lying on the floor between the bathroom and his bedroom, and he just seemed to be in a lot of pain.
David, you alright, mate? David, you alright? Yeah. Wake up, mate, you alright? Just get you back to bed.
So we got him into bed, and he asked me if I could run him a bath. So as I went in to run the bath, I heard a big thud, and I went back into the room, and he'd fallen off the bed onto the ground, and then he was just kind of curled up, having a bit of a seizure.
David, you alright, mate?
No.
What happened?
Fell out of bed.
David, you fell out of bed? Are you feeling alright?
I feel horrible. I don't know what's happening.
Alright, we just got an ambulance. Yeah, definitely.
Harry calls 000.
Hello? Yeah, I need an ambulance.
What you're hearing is the actual recording.
Tell me exactly what's happened.
My brother's just been quite sick in the last couple of days and he's just fallen over and he's unresponsive and he's having like a little mini fever.
So every time you see his back or his chest rise and fall, just tell me.
Now?
The brothers are desperate to keep David awake, but they have no idea that it's touch and go.
If we had been out or something and he was here by himself, there's just no way he could have made a phone call or gotten in a car or nothing.
St John ambulance officers arrived to find David's blood pressure dangerously low.
David, open your eyes. Open your eyes.
The paramedics realise it's serious and dial ahead to Royal Perth Hospital Emergency Department. Dr. David McCoubrey, Director of Emergency Medicine, takes the call.
Hello, it's Royal Perth.
This is St John Ambulance. We're on a priority 1 into Royal. It's quite hypertensive and possibly peri-arrest.
Right now, they know every second will count. By the time David is brought in, he's in cardiac arrest.
He was without pulse for about 12 to 13 minutes.
David has no signs of life, and for the next 12 minutes, he's clinically dead. Doctors scramble to find the cause.
And immediately found a lot of blood in his abdomen. And so from that moment, we knew he'd ruptured his spleen.
But as fate would have it, David has come to the right place. Here at Royal Perth, the hospital has access to one of the largest blood banks in the state, the one thing that could bring David back from the brink.
His blood transfusion treatment in the emergency department was aimed at trying to replace almost his entire circulating blood volume.
In a race against the clock, they stop the bleeding and remove his burst spleen.
The rate of spontaneous bleed from an enlarged spleen from glandular fever is something around 0.1%. So this is a very rare complication of glandular fever.
While thousands of people will catch glandular fever, David is one of the unlucky ones.
In David's situation, where he arrested, lost his pulse at our front door, had that occurred minutes earlier, it may be that he would have died and wouldn't have been able to have been revived.
David spent 2 days on life support and 8 days in intensive care, where he lost 14 kilos. But incredibly, he survived, thanks to an extraordinary chain of events.
If there was any delay in anything, that could have been the end of it for me.
And he couldn't be more grateful to those who saved his life.
You're looking really well.
For me, it's fantastic that Royal Perth were obviously able to have the facilities and the people to keep me alive.
Now he's feeling better than ever and making the most of his second chance at life.
Just not sweating the small stuff. Just so few things that bother me now that previously would. I'm just far more comfortable in who I am in life itself.